Hey, everybody, can you hear us okay? We got new microphones. Well, new for the live stream.
Hopefully they can hear us.
Not seeing anybody type. I guess you need to ask the question. Can you hear us? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, awesome.
Now they can hear us?
Now they can hear us.
Okay. New microphones.
New microphones. Maybe we should test them next time.
Right.
All right. Welcome to Sunday Night Chats with Michael Shelley. And this is the only way we can get Talon because she's too short to show up on the screen. So there's Talon. How's our green screen looking? I know it's looking pretty cute at the moment with Talon back there. I'll let you say hello to everybody because I can't read what's on the screen.
Hello, everybody. We can hear. Now they can hear. Now that we took it off. Talon is huge.
Yeah, she is huge. I meant say hello to, like, name the people who are here. That kind of hello.
Oh, sorry. Stop Beat Explore, RV Underway, Adventure, Our Adventures, Gene Daney, Crystal's Pets, William Dixon. He was first, by the way. I need to make sure that I
William Dixon.
He was first.
Numero unos.
Yep. And yep, that's it in here right now. Oh, and Barbara. Hello, Barbara.
Hello, Barbara.
That sounded kind of creepy.
Yeah, well, remember that game zombie game I used to play? And it always said that? That was actually a line.
Barbara,
that was actually a line from
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, it was actually, I think it was a line from the, not Night of the Living Dead, but it was an old horror movie.
It was a zombie game.
It was a Vincent Price movie. Anyway, we're shaking the table again. So, yeah, we're still using our super expensive Amazon box to hold the webcam up. We didn't get a chance to buy a new camera this week because we were busy doing all kinds of other stuff. Make sure your phone's on mute because mine just buzzed. So welcome. And how many people do we have in our room so far?
I don't know. Have to click it. StreamYard doesn't tell you. Or if it does, I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, we're still figuring out StreamYard. But we'll figure it out. I feel
like there's more people in here, and I just haven't had a chance to say hello. If we miss you, we're sorry. We really would.
It's not intentional. So tonight,
Jerry Holly, Blue Wave Odyssey.
Yep. Hey, Jerry, we have we got the list yet? We haven't got the channel in the TV. Did you send him an email?
I didn't send him an email.
Oh, that's why you. So Jerry, why haven't you sent us a list even though we haven't asked for it yet? I guess that's the best way to put that. Just kidding. We'll send you an email, Jerry, soon, so we can get your YouTube list so we know where everybody's at.
But we just followed POA. They were great. That was pretty funny because they were having some lag issues with being in two different places, but it was a funny live. And then
well, we have lag issues and we're right next to each other. That's usually I'm the lag. So
and then after us is going to be Diary of a Family, and then Papa Drew.
Papa Drew.
So yeah, that's your Sunday night lineup.
That's your Sunday night. It's better than any NFL game, and I guarantee you, I'm not going to kneel at any point during this broadcast. Okay, so let's just jump right in real quick. We are going. First topic is I want to talk about campground etiquette, and this is more going to be. I want to hear y'all's opinion, and I'm just going to throw some things out. Number one, and we'll do this Bob style, Blue Wave Bob style, okay? If you think what I say is true, just comment with the T. I'm going to change it up. If you don't think it's true, comment with a Y. Just because. That's why. I'm being crazy. I have not been drinking today. So, first question. Is it okay for you to walk through someone else's campsite? And
True
true or
or false?
false? T or Y?
While we're waiting, has it ever happened to us? No.
Yes, it has.
It has?
A lot.
Oh. Okay, Shelly never notices those things because she's unobservant. If you ever see her in public, she will probably not even see you because she is completely oblivious to anything going on around her.
So far, people think it's false. I've got 3. Everybody thinks it's false.
Why?
Okay, I think we're going to have a problem right now.
Oh. All right.
Shelly's going to leave because Talon is asking for attention, and she just went outside not too long ago. You might want to take a bag just to be FYI on that.
Like Papa Drew, double bagger.
RV underway. Absolutely correct on that one, with permission, but otherwise, no. Hey, POA, sorry. When you say sorry, we're late. Which we is it? Because you're in two different states, so I know you're not together. I don't think. Okay, so it looks like the Talon emergency is actually she just doesn't want us talking. Okay. She's going to try to take Talon out, and Talon. Hey, Fabian. Talon just stared at her. She's standing outside. Does she have water? Okay, so she'll figure it out. So yeah, you're right. It's really not. I guess it's literally your campsite. Your site is your rental property for whatever time you're renting it, and that's how everybody should look at it. Parents teach your kids, grandkids, and everything else. That's really how you should look at it. It's happened to us a few times, not a lot, thankfully, but it is kind of frustrating. I mean, I'm not one of those. I'm not the old man screaming, "Get off my lawn!" I'm not yet there yet, anyway. But just common courtesy really is. Okay, so Talon, Bob said hi. I just see that. If you see me looking up like this, I'm trying to read comments with my bifocals. So next one. Is it okay to run your generator at 2 a.m. in a campground? And we'll just make this easy. T if it's true, F if you think it's false. It's okay to run your generator at 2 a.m. in a campground. What do y'all think?
No, you should walk it. No, you should walk it. Your generator?
You should walk your generator. Absolutely. You should at least walk your generator. You should at least walk your generator once a month, or if it needs to go outside and potty.
Yes, if you're all alone.
Absolutely. We've been there and done that. Matter of fact, we're at the MacDill Fam Camp right now on MacDill Air Force Base, and we were here in July. We were pretty much alone. We didn't need to run a generator because we were in a full hookup site, but we could easily run a generator here, and we wouldn't have disturbed the other 10 campers who were in this 300 site campground.
No, unless you're at the Tampa show, those are the other way. And Barbara said, and no, unless you're freezing, and no, unless your neighbors are not nice. I'll just say it that way.
Okay, I'm gonna. Your next statement is based on recent events. Okay, let's say hypothetically. Hypothetically, this is a hypothetical question. Yes. So hypothetically, if you're in a really tight campsite and the person right behind you in their big Newmar Dutch Star diesel pusher wants to fires up his engine at 7:30 on a Saturday morning and lets it run for about 2 hours before he shuts it off, is that okay?
To leave.
To leave. Well,
yeah, he was getting ready to leave.
Yeah, well, yeah, he ran it the entire time he was getting ready to leave. Well, hypothetically. Hypothetically. Is it okay to fire up your loud diesel pusher engine that's about 10 feet away from somebody's bedroom at 7 or 7:30 on a Saturday morning?
Crystal's pet said no. That's false. And William said it's false.
Is Camper Life in here?
Camper life is not.
He's one of those Newmar guys. I wonder if he'd do that. And I know he doesn't have a diesel, but
They should have waited. No, Jerry says.
yeah. Well, they didn't actually leave until about 10 o'clock.
Nursing our travel bug said yes. If I'm leaving, yes. So 2 hours at 7:30 in the morning.
He ran the diesel engine for 2 hours, and when he turned it off, he still had everything hooked up. Hypothetically. Yeah. So a little more context of that. He hadn't hooked up, taken the electric out, the sewer hose was still out, water, everything, nothing was packed.
I'm with Barbara. Nobody needs to leave that early.
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning. Where are you trying to get to?
Yeah. Maybe they were trying to get to that winery we went to. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
That was a good place, though.
So, my personal opinion, the answer is no, you should not. Be courteous of your neighbors. And really, that's really all campground etiquette is just be courteous to others. Treat others as you would like them to treat you.
Crystal's pet says they wait till the last minute to start their diesel truck. And yes, that's the courteous way to do it. Yeah. They can be by us anytime.
Yeah, you can camp by us anytime. And the worst part is, like I said, this was hypothetically anyway, this was a diesel pusher. Our bedroom is in the rear of the coach, of course. So hypothetically, our bed was only about literally 10 feet away from the diesel engine of this Newmar Dutch Star, hypothetically. So, what's another good campground? Anybody got some good tips out there for being courteous and good neighbors to your fellow campers?
Like, treat others how they want to be treated. Blue Wave Bob.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. How about this?
Yes.
For those of you who either own a very tiny ornery dog or have been around people who had tiny ornery dogs, is it okay to let them just run free and run and scream and yap at everybody at all hours of the day and night? Or should they be on a leash and at least the owner try to control them? That's really not a yes or no question, but I think people should control their pets. If you agree with me, just type T for true. If you don't agree with me, just type F for you're wrong.
Jurgen said, some people hypothetically have no respect for others. It's true. And I think that no matter where you go, you're going to have people who just either don't know the etiquette or don't want to be respectful.
Yeah, and I see that a lot, not just in campgrounds, but anywhere, is people don't, how does I say it? They say that they believe they feel like they're the only people around. And whenever we go to Disney, we see that a lot. Because I'm hobbling around with a service dog, and there's people about 18 across trying to walk down a 4-foot wide pathway coming right at me, and I stop and I still almost get run into because they expect me to get out of their way, even though I'm just standing there. And Talon, if you didn't just hear her whine, she agrees. She does not like getting stepped on by other people.
I'd say campground etiquette goes both ways.
Yep.
We've had some really, really great neighbors that have been very polite. Like our neighbor right now, she kind of, when we rolled in one day, she said, by the way, just before you call the MPs on me, the game is on today and I'll be yelling. So I just want you to know that if you hear yelling, it's just me watching the game.
Weekend
so she
RV.
let us know.
Yeah, we see a lot of campers that have those fences outside for their little dogs. I think that's awesome. I really do. That's cool. I saw one. I can't remember what campground I was at, but they actually had a doggy door built onto their door, so the dogs could actually just walk out. And they had a ramp, and the dog could just walk out on their own and onto the camp, inside the fence. So I thought that was really, really cool. And so. Unfortunately, we can't do that.
RV Underway said, other than emergency repairs, don't hammer and knock on your RV all day long. That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. What else?
Blue Wave said, we had a neighbor that started hammering on his trailer at 6 a.m. Okay. Oh, Bob, how did you stay calm and nice? 6 a.m. That's rough.
I'd like to see Bob not calm.
I know.
Is that? Are you ever not just chill, Bob? I'm
Bob
just
is
curious.
always chill.
Yeah, you're probably the most chillest person I've met in a very long time, and I wish I could be half that chill most of the time.
Imagine Your Honesty said folks should keep on the leash. Folks should be on the leash. Or
I
the
agree.
dogs?
Folks should be on the leash.
We had someone who didn't, and their dog ran up on our trained protection German Shepherd and Dutch Shepherd. No issues, but still. Yeah, that happened the other night. I was walking Talon, and it was a guy who had his dog on the leash, but he knew his dog was going to snap at her. And so, but he said, well, you just never know until they get to know each other. So, let's see.
Oh, Bob broke out the video camera on that guy. Good one.
Best way to stop something is grab your camera and just go out, right?
Yep.
Oh, RV Underway said, sorry, Bob, I was hammering in tie-down stakes in the ground. Hey, Extraordinary Journey.
I think another thing to be a good neighbor, to be a good campground neighbor too, is when you do go to a campground and they give you the list of rules that you should and should not do, you should read them. You really should.
We do.
Because sometimes you might get upset because your neighbor's doing something that you don't think they're allowed. But if you looked in the rules, they could be. Like we were at a campground, we thought quiet hours were like up until 10, but they were actually 11. Mm-hmm. Now we didn't go crazy on anybody or throw a fit, or we didn't even have an issue really. We just
didn't say anything.
We were just
to
like,
anybody.
wow, really? Is that late? Because usually it's 10 o'clock from what we've seen. So know the rules where you're at. And don't try to apply the rule from another campground to the campground you're at today. Because I see that a lot too. I've seen that a lot in the military. Well, at my last base or my last command, we did it this way. Well, nobody cares what you did at your last command or your last base or your last campground. This is the way we do it here. And so, what else we got? Because this campground here has a lot of rules.
Sometimes rules need pictures. You're right, Barbara.
Absolutely.
Some people I don't believe can read.
Yeah.
They need pictorial guides.
Yeah. So anybody else have any good campground etiquette? Besides the overarching, of course, treat others as you would like to be treated. What was the line from Bill and Ted? I'm not going to say it. I want to hear somebody say it. What was the line from Bill and Ted? How you should treat be around other people. Somebody throw it out there. Who's the first one?
Hey, Plush Cats Camping.
Come on,
Glad you joined us.
Come on, somebody's got to watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Ooh, Bill and Ted.
Which actually, their third movie is actually, I think, being filmed right now. So their third movie will be coming out.
Nope, I don't think anybody's ever watched it.
What? Oh, geez. Okay. Very simple. Be excellent to each other.
Oh, nursing our travel bug. Be excellent to each other just as soon as.
All right, there you go.
They got it before that.
There you go.
Yay.
Be excellent to each other.
There we go. Here we must be lagging a lot.
Yeah.
It's coming through now.
Yeah. Check on the regular YouTube, see if it's coming up any faster there.
I think that's what I was on.
Okay. It doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, that's really it. So anybody got any suggestions, or I don't want to turn this into a gripe section, but if you actually have a great example of somebody being an exceptional neighbor or being a very unexceptional neighbor.
Bob, he said once he had a guy park his tow vehicle behind our picnic table about 9 inches from it, clearly on our lot.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Did you film that one too, Bob?
I videoed it. He came out and moved. I think he saw our YouTube decal. Best way to get to one. We'll just put it on YouTube, no problem.
Yeah, I've seen some. What was that? Oh,
clean up after yourself. Yes, Crystal.
I saw this a couple of weeks ago on a RV Facebook group. I don't remember which one, but somebody had took a picture of their campsite. Now they're at a campground, a regular campground, and there was a car parked on the concrete pad by their door. It wasn't their car. it was their neighbor's car. And they could barely open the door to get out of their RV because of their neighbor's car.
Yeah.
And the guy went to the office. He didn't go to the person because he didn't know whose car it was at first. He went to the office, and the office basically said, well, there's really nothing we can do about it. Which is, that's kind of a typical campground office reply from what I've seen and from what I've heard as well, unfortunately, is they're more than happy to take your money, but they're not really going to help you out if you have a problem.
Imagine Your Odyssey said, we had a neighbor volunteer a surge protector when ours melted at the post. We went out and got a new one, but it was a really nice one. And I would agree, that is huge. So to carry a second surge protector?
Yeah, that is the ultimate, I think, in being prepared, is to carry an extra, because the surge protector, depending on what you get, they're running a couple of $100.
You had to have been a Boy Scout.
Move that table. Maybe that's her problem. Talon keeps whining at us, so I apologize. We gotta take care of the baby here.
She just wants to see everybody.
Yeah. She doesn't like that board. Okay. So what else we got here? Extraordinary journey. We came home one night last November to a box full of food for Thanksgiving and handmade hats and gloves for the kids. We still to this day do not know who did it at the campground where we were at. That was sweet. That was sweet. That's pretty cool.
Kyle's in here. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. Kyle's my favorite son. My only son, too. But he's still my favorite.
Max Air 420. Yay. I get up for a minute and everybody came in.
Okay, so I think that's enough on this topic. Let's talk a little bit about inexpensive alternatives to the must-have RV gadgets. This topic actually came to life from Ricky at RV Underway. Suggested that I bring this up in a live stream because when him and Miss Barbara visited us a few days ago, which seems like a really long time ago, actually, but it was only a few days ago. It was a week ago, week and a half, week and a day. This seems like a really long time
Sunday.
ago. Yeah.
A week ago.
Well, it was Saturday. We saw them. They were here on
Sunday.
Saturday.
We were at IKEA.
But they weren't here on Saturday. Yeah, that's the key. So, banter.
See it live. This is how it is.
We'll edit it out later. Don't worry. But this was Ricky's idea to talk about, because I showed him some of the stuff I did, because everybody says you have to have, and his example was this nice, expensive pancake air compressor, this thing and that thing, everything's at least $200. And, I'm all for inexpensive. I'm not saying cheap ways, but they are.
$12 microphones?
Yeah, $12 microphones, exactly. Little shout out to RV Kids TV I don't know if they're here or not, but
I think so.
Inexpensive ways. And here's the first one that I showed Bob. First of all, there's two places as an RVer, whether you're full-time, sometime, most of the time, part-time, anytime RVer. There's two places you have to go religiously. It's like a pilgrimage, and you can go as often as you want or need, but you have to go to these two places. The first one is IKEA. And if you haven't seen the video from that RV Underway put out a few days ago or yesterday, we just watched it. It was their first trip to IKEA, and IKEA is made for RVers. It really is, because all the furniture is for tiny spaces. Mm-hmm. So you can find lots of stuff. So that's the first place you need to know about. The second, Harbor Freight. Luckily, there's a lot more Harbor Freights around than IKEA's. But Harbor Freight is the place to go to get inexpensive tools and other knickknacks that you may need for your RV well-being. I'll put it like that.
Endless RVing came in. Hey, MJ. Thanks for joining us.
This is my first one. This is the Bauer see that. That looks pretty funny with Talon's picture in the background.
There's a sale at Harbor Freight right now, but
there's always a sale at Harbor Freight, which I love. This is the Bauer. It's a combination air compressor. It's a 12 volt. Has a very long 12 volt cord here, but it also runs on a 22 volt rechargeable battery, which fits in here. Same battery pack that would go for the Bauer drill. I keep the charger plugged in. I have a plug in my wet bay, so I keep the charger plugged in so the battery's always charged. This thing goes up to 120 pounds per square inch. Nice long cord in the background. It can also, nice long cord in the back here. It also has all kinds of attachments, so you can blow up beach balls, basketballs, volleyballs, not bowling balls. This will not blow up a bowling ball. Blow up air mattresses, all kinds of stuff. So this thing, I usually run about 100 pounds of air in my tires per the manufacturer's recommendation. And this thing will pump them up if they're like, say, at 95. This thing will put the 5 pounds of air in them in just a few minutes. And the fact you can preset it, as soon as it hits that preset PSI, it shuts off. I unhook it, move to the next tire. So I don't have to stand there and babysit it the entire time. So
got blurry on that.
This, oh, we did? It might be me moving around too much. This thing is under $100 with the battery. You got to buy the battery separate. So, but highly recommend, go to Harbor Freight, check this bad boy out. Before this, I had a very similar size model I got from Lowe's. I went through 3 of them. They were Cobalt models. I went through 3 of them, even though they said they were rated up to 120 pounds per square inch. They couldn't get up to 100 pounds on one tire before it blew. I went through 3 of them. This one I've had for wow, we've had this for like 3 or 4 months now. No issues. Huh?
Did you say bowling ball?
Yes, this will not blow up a bowling ball. That's what I said.
Blow up a bowling ball.
Yeah, it will not. You can try.
You need a high pressure pump for that.
Yes, you do. You
Imagine your Odyssey set. Okay.
Yeah, you need a high pressure pump.
Clearly, I don't listen to him.
So,
to Michael, so I have no idea what he said.
The next item I have is just a hose reel, and you can use this for lots of things. Currently, I'm using this for my extension cord for cable TV hookup. Some campgrounds, like Disney's Fort Wilderness, is the big main culprit that I'm aware of, will have their hookups, at least they're for the cable TV, all the way in the back of the site. And for a lot of the full hookup sites, they have a big, well, it used to be sand, now it's seashell gravel type nastiness in the back. So it's paved up front, and then it turns into this gravel crap in the back. So you can't back all the way up into your site, or your back tires and your back jacks will be in that gravel stuff instead of on the concrete. So you got to run. You need a long run if you want to hook up the cable. I think these are like $5, and you can use these for anything. If you have one of those zero gravity hoses, this is good for that as well. Nice, cheap, inexpensive hose reel. Now, the next item up for bid, and I'll put links to these in the description after we're done.
Are they going to bid on your items?
Yeah.
They all want the $100 pump.
Yeah. The next one is this guy right here. Hang on.
Oh, Jurgen said he bought an air hose there, and it wasn't very good. It was very stiff.
Now, I'm not talking about an air hose. I didn't buy an air hose from there. I just bought the pump.
He bought it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing up is this guy right here behind us, a travel router. If you're just going to a campground and hooking up to campground Wi-Fi, then you're opening yourself up for all kinds of problems. You should never connect to a public network, period, unless you're using a VPN or some sort of router which provides that firewall protection. This thing is $35 on Amazon, and I have the link in the description. It works great. This is actually what we are using in our RV right now. And the nice thing is you connect everything in your RV to it. And then if you are using campground Wi-Fi, when you get to that campground, you just quickly connect this router to the Wi-Fi, and then everything's connected. So instead of having to go to each individual device to connect to the campground Wi-Fi, you can just connect one time with this device. Or if you're using a hotspot, you just connect that hotspot to this router, and everything's connected. So you only have to change one connection every time you move. So for $35, I think is what this particular one is. There's a lot of different travel routers out there. This is the one I have, the one I like. It's easy to set up. If you've watched my visible phone for RV Internet video, I talked about this particular router and also walked through how to set it up and hook up to Wi-Fi. So,
Hey, New Horizons.
So that's this one. So another good idea to have to protect your online identity. The next one up, there's probably a better way to do this than the green screen, but I kind of like the green screen idea, is this guy. So a lot of people talk about Wi-Fi extenders. WineGuard makes one. I think it's like $300 or $400 or something. Okay, this guy right here, the Ingenious Technologies long range wireless outdoor access point, is less than $100. We've been using it for a couple of years. We used it on our previous RV. Let me get out of the way here so you can see it. It's not this big in real life. In real life, it's really not much bigger than my phone here. So I'm not counting the antennas. And what this thing is, it's just what it says. It's a Wi-Fi extender. It actually has a range of up to 5 kilometers, almost at 5 miles. And it also has a built-in router, internal router. So you can connect to whatever Wi-Fi you can find with this thing, and then all your other devices can connect to this or to another router, your choice. It's not for the technically immature, I put it that way, but it's really not hard to use either. Once you've done it a couple of times, and I actually have steps written out. So you ever did buy this guy, I could be more than happy to email you the steps I use. Kelly keeps whining. What's she doing? Unfortunately, what I don't have is this guy right here. The next one, they come up with a new one, which actually works in the 5 gigahertz bandwidth. One I have is only 2.4 gigahertz.
Mr. Roboto said Ubiquity. I don't even know if I could say that. Ubiquity is another brand I use at work.
Yes, that is. I actually bought that one as well, Mr. Roboto, and I just like this one better. Just the interface piece of it. I liked it a little better at the time. Like I said, I've had it for about 2 years, but either one of those would work. And I would, if I'd have bought one and not had the other one, then I would probably I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. For something new.
Mr. Roboto, next time, if you would just spell that out phonetically for me so I can pronounce it properly, I would really appreciate that. Ubiquity. I'm going to be saying that all night. Ubiquity. That sounds fun.
Sounds like a city in Mississippi or something.
You have a walking stick cam. You need a Talon cam. Actually, we used the walking stick cam today. Yes, was so much fun.
Hang on a second. Let me go grab that.
That was great. We put the GoPro on Michael's cane. And so it's actually kind of funny because every time we take a step with it, it goes clunk, clunk.
Yeah. So for those who were at the RV show, you saw me walking around with the cane, and I came up with a wild idea because I wanted to put the GoPro. We just bought this GoPro on our way down, so we're still trying to figure it out. We just bought this GoPro, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if we had a way to put it on Talon's vest. But we don't. We used to have what, like I said in our previous live stream, we used to have, we still do, what my daughter calls a faux pro, $35 off of Amazon. And we also bought the $20 accessory kit, which was massive, huge kit, full of all kinds of connectors, chest rigs, hat, suction cups, all kinds of stuff. So it also had a handlebar mount. So there it is, folks. And the really cool thing I learned today with this thing is I can very subtly press this button when I'm walking. and start filming and stop filming. And it's right at the right height too. So if we're at a table, I don't know, like at a Greek restaurant in Tarpon Springs.
Maybe like a Greek restaurant.
Maybe. Hypothetically, anyway. I could just push the button and start recording. I could record the angry couple beside us because their waitress was slow and they got their food way after we got ours, even though they were there way before us, hypothetically. But yeah, it was actually kind of cool. And we're probably going to post some of that footage I took of me hobbling around. My knee was really bothering me today, so it was really slow hobbling.
Avenger RV Adventure said they make a GoPro mount that goes on the dog's backs or hangs below the dog's head. We need that for town.
Yeah, I know.
So
we've seen that, but we haven't bought one. I'm not sure if we want to buy that.
I don't know. But I think it would be fun to use it once in a while. This is actually not much above her head, and so when he actually showed me the footage, I was like, oh, that's like Talon's view.
Yeah, it was, and you could see Talon a little bit in some of them. So
Murky said, GoPro, stop recording.
That's
so
funny.
True.
So yeah, this was pretty cool, and that goes along to and that kind of leads into my next inexpensive alternatives to expensive solutions.
No, Barbara, we are not recording under the table. It goes above the table.
Everything's above the table. Is just, if Amazon sells faux pros. They have all different kinds of names. I think ours is actually called the Ape Man or something like that. But it looks about the same size as a GoPro. Is it as good as a GoPro? No. It might be as good as a GoPro, I don't know, 3 maybe. But it's like $30. So if you're just starting out and you don't really know what you want to do, if you want to do anything like that, it's a good buy. And then you can get an accessory kit. I mean, it's, like I said, it's literally this big, chock full of all kinds of connections. And unfortunately, I left it in the car, so can't show you on this video. But it had like 30 or 40 different accessories, different ways to connect your GoPro. And it's universal. The Faux Pro and the GoPro use the same mounting system. So instead of going out and buying everything that's has a little GoPro logo on it, I have that. This works good. It's not going anywhere. It's on there tight.
Mr. Roboto 2338 has, those aren't so bad. He has attached one to his kayak.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, and the ones we got had, and the accessory kit also had a waterproof case, and you got to use that case to mount it to any of these GoPro-ish accessories. So that really messes up, at least the one we had. It messes up the audio because it kind of makes it a lot more not buffered, but kind of sounds like you're in a tunnel. So it really wasn't good for YouTube, one we had. But it was a $35 experiment that led us to the next step, which was, we probably do need to just go ahead and get a GoPro.
They're nice 4K cameras for like $49. That's what Mr. Roboto.
Yeah. The one we had was it was a 4K camera, and we used it when we went and visited our daughter and son-in-law in Texas. We just bought it, and actually she bought one, and they used it when they went down to, what was that, Big Bend?
Big Bend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, has some great footage from that. So
I forget who we were talking to on our way into the RV Super Show, but they were telling us that they had been to Big Bend.
Yeah.
And they knew the vintage camper.
Yeah, they knew the lady who ran that.
The lady who ran it. Yeah. So our daughter stayed in a bus down there. It was an old hippie style bus. So
I think that was Stop Eat Explore we were talking to. I can't remember. As we were walking in. That said that. I don't remember. If you're in this chat and you've been to Big Bend National Park in wherever in Texas it is, and you know the lady who has all the crazy
remind us, because our memory is terrible.
Yeah, sorry. We just met, so at that point, so we didn't remember. So that's the next gadget I had. So
anybody have any inexpensive gadgets that they use?
Yeah, what's your inexpensive solution to what normally is an expensive thing for RVs or just life in general? What you got out there? And while we're waiting, this is Talon again. That's the inspiration for Tomater right there on Route 66 in Kansas, right? When we're in Kansas, around the Missouri border.
I think so.
Yeah. not Radiator Springs, but close to it, on our little epic
Yep,
Route 66 trip.
Put a couple pictures of our Route 66 trip up there, and that was one of them. It was a stop, and they actually had several different vehicles there. Okay, let me see. Our son, J.W. Carter, attached a faux pro to a radio tower as we were letting it fall. Wow, great shot. Cool. That would be cool.
That should be in a YouTube video somewhere.
Right. It might have been.
Might have been.
Maybe I missed that.
Send us a link to that video. I'd love to see that.
There we go. Mr. Roboto put his on here. The Cam Park Act 74 action camera, 16 MP, currently $39.99 on Amazon.
Yep. And usually with those kind of cameras, those little action cameras, that's what they call them, is action cameras. They're going to suggest the accessory pack, which will be a kind of usually I think is a black case, like I said, about yay big with a bunch of accessories, and it's like $20 more. Definitely get it, because if you just get the camera, you're not gonna, it'll come with a few accessories, but it may not have what you want. So just look to see what the accessories are that come with that camera, and then look at the accessories that's available. What did he say now? I just see RV Underway popped up, and but I can't read it.
$10 laser thermometer from Harbor Freight. It's great for tires and Dutch oven cooking.
I have one of those. I actually forgot about that. I do have one of those. Got it for Christmas one year, and we had the most fun with it. Talon does not like it. She's almost like a cat with the laser beam with that thing. She doesn't chase it, but she doesn't like it at all. But yeah, you can spend, I think a guy could spend just as much time in a small Harbor Freight as a couple does in IKEA, which is about 3 to 4 hours on average.
Oh, I thought he was getting ready to say a guy could spend as much time in Harbor Freight as Shelly could spend in like Hobby Lobby or something. So
Ulta.
You were Ulta. So you're very, that's good save there. Good save there.
So, the other inexpensive thing, our green screen here. This green screen here is a piece of green cloth Shelly bought at a
okay, I bought it
at would have been a lot cheaper
fabric store in Tampa where we're at, so it was a little pricey, but we spent like $23 on it for a couple yards. But you can get it at Walmart for probably a third of that.
And it's just a green cloth. It's not even ironed. It's just here. And if I scale up a little bit, you can see where it ends. And we can just keep going, and you can see the roof. And the roof is not on fire.
So Extraordinary Journey said we bought a possible tripod at Dollar General for $5. Works good and can attach the GoPro or a cell phone. Just don't be too rough on it. Yeah, I've seen some of those, and you do have to be really careful with them. But for $5,
yeah, and five below. If you have a Five Below near you, that's another good place to find things like that. Our microphones, even though they're not working right now, because I don't think I had them turned on to work. Our little microphones, we actually got a dual pack of these. And they have a 6-foot cord, and they also come with a 6-foot extension, a Y adapter, and the adapter to plug into phones. And that was like $20 too.
That was a wraparound tripod, is what he bought for $5.
Wraparound.
He said, "Sorry, wraparound tripod."
Yeah. The accessory case we bought had a wraparound tripod on it too, and that's actually what I use now to as a just a regular like a small selfie stick for the GoPro when it's not on my cane.
The Northwoods RV Life. I have the laser thermometer for Dutch ovens and my Blackstone. Yes, they're great, aren't they? Oh, and then they have another one. Mr. Roboto put the upgraded model of all that. It's a little too technical for me, so I'm going to not read all of that. But so he was talking about the upgrade is better on it, but several people have commented about that and the different the camera.
Okay. All right, so we've only got 15 minutes left here, so we're going to go ahead and switch topics real quick, and we're going to go back to stickers. Who doesn't love a sticker, right? Here's what we're doing with our stickers. We bought, again, Inexpensive Solutions. We bought this poster frame. I don't remember the size of it. Big poster frame for how much? It was like $30.
It was, well, they have a deal right now, so run right out to your local Michael's.
Yep.
But it's the poster frames are buy one, get one free. And so we bought a big one to put the stickers in, and then we bought a like long, skinny, narrow one to put our logo name and channel name on it. And then so we could hang it over it. But it was $32 for the frame. It was $24 for the skinny one. The skinny one was free. And then we got stickers that were like $8, but you got 20% off sale and regular items. So we got another 20% off of it. So I think even with tax around here, it was like $30. So pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So we haven't put the stickers on yet. So I just took this picture. It's actually laying on the floor. So next week, we'll show what this looks like hanging up on the wall in our bedroom. But here's the sticker location. We're trying to maximize space with the stickers we have right now. So we're kind of arranging them by size, what's circles, squares, and, circle gets the square, that kind of thing. And so we'll have that mounted, and we'll show you a picture of that next week.
Night, Jurgen. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, good night, Jurgen. So this is our last week coming up at MacDill in Tampa. We've had a good time here. Not as good a time as we had last week, but we still had a good time. We're going to, where are we going?
Disney.
We're going to Disney World next week. So we're checking in on Sunday, and so we will be live streaming Sunday night. So we'll only be there a few hours. So we may do a little live stream on the way there, just for fun. Impromptu. So if you're free around 1 o'clock or earlier on Sunday, or if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when we go live.
Any eyeballs? Stop, Eat, Explore. Any eyeballs?
Any eyeballs?
Question mark? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Your sticker. Oh, you can't see it for that StreamYard thing, the StreamYard banner. You're at the top. Where do you expect you'd be?
Oh, my goodness. You're right. We didn't know it was going to do that. Okay. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Instagram. So everybody go to our Instagram later.
Yeah.
After the live stream. And I'm going to post a picture of it so that.
And we're starting to figure out this whole social media thing. At least we think we're figuring it out. So we're starting to use Instagram a lot more to let you know what we're doing right now. Actually, I posted my first ever video on Instagram yesterday. So go to our Instagram account. It's just Our Epic RV Adventure on Instagram, and check out our first video, as well as some of the other things to see what we've been up to and what we're planning to. And you'll know before the next video drops what we're actually doing. So you'll get the sneak preview. And it's free. Faux free.
Ricky said our sticker panel video coming out later tonight. Just a little fun video. So they did
I want to see the IKEA desk build. I want the unedited version of that. Unedited, no beeping. I want to hear the whole thing. We've had tons of IKEA furniture over the years. I don't think I've ever put anything together right the first time. And we've moved a lot, so we had to take it apart and put it back together. And I'm not putting it back together right the first time either. So
I think the best is giving it to the teenagers and then saying, "Okay, it's your turn now."
Yeah, once our kids got old enough, like they bought.
Really.
Yeah, they bought it. My son, I don't know if Kyle's still in here or not, but he got a new bed. He's like, "Dad, you gonna help me put it together?" Nope, it's all on you, buddy. And he did. He put it together. Did a great job.
Kira, who wanted a shout out, so there you go, Kira. There's your shout out. She was actually pretty good at putting them together. She wanted a desk, and so we got her this desk, but it's a little smaller than what Ricky's putting together. But she did it all herself. So Ricky, if you can't put your desk together, Kira's got you beat already. So
I think she was 12 or 13 when she put it together.
no, she just got it a few years ago.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I don't know.
Second desk.
It'll be flawless on the first take. Okay.
Ooh, okay, Barbara. We want to know if it was flawless on the first take. And New Horizons wants to know about his the toilets at IKEA. I'm just gonna say this: we were walking through there, and I was like, "Ricky, you have to do a toilet video. I mean, you have to sit on it like everybody does." And he's like, "I'm not doing that." But then he was like, "Oh, you mean like the RVs? Like when everybody goes in an RV and they sit down on the toilet and they look for the toilet paper holder." So that's what he did, and he sat down, and it really was funny. There were a few people that walked by that.
An actual employee walked by and just kind of gave him a look like, okay, he's still got his pants on, it's fine, and he can't move it. So,
and Barbara, she just ignored the whole thing. Really.
Which is usually the best thing to do.
It was pretty funny though.
Yeah, it was. So, if you haven't already asked for stickers, if you want one, ourepicrvadventure@gmail.com. Just shoot us an email with your address. We'll get them out. We posted a video on YouTube a couple of days ago that we were mailing them out. That was a lie. We went to the only post office that didn't actually have a mail drop, and it was a United States post office. It was not a
Well, in fairness, it was on base, so
yeah. I mean, they were closed. It was Saturday. They were closed. We got there 10 minutes after they closed or something like that, and so we couldn't mail it. So they will be in the mail tomorrow. I promise that she'll take care of it tomorrow.
Ricky said he can assemble furniture as well as he can drive while talking. Let me just tell you, if you've ever get the opportunity to let him chauffeur you around town, you got to take him up on it, because he will just chat and it will take you forever to get from point A to point B.
We got a great tour of downtown Tampa at night, impromptu.
Well, I can't say I did any better this week, Ricky. And I think I've told you or shared with you that Michael calls it my Ricky moments when I get to singing or talking or not paying attention. And we just end up missing our turns.
Okay, we're down to 8 minutes. So let's open up the last 8 minutes to.
Hello, Buckeye Kitty.
How many people do we have in the room? I haven't asked that the whole time, except for the very beginning.
Well, it looked like we just dropped by one. So we are down to 19. We were up at 27 or 28, I think is what Ricky said.
All right. Do us a favor. Help us grow. If you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe. Hit the bell so you'll get notified when we put out new content. Share with your friends. I do want to give a few shout outs to some channels. Number one was POA, if they're still in here. Shout out to you for making me suffer through that. Well, not making me, but giving me the stupid idea to suffer through that military diet for 3 weeks. It worked, but it wasn't fun. Definitely shout out to RV Underway, new best buds there. And I guess
RV Underwear too.
Yeah, well. Both of them.
Yeah, both.
And I guess you're the unofficial videographer for them now. Yeah. If you want to know who shot that awesome IKEA footage, right there.
Oh, that's just luck.
So, and
we're up to 30 tonight.
Yeah. And okay, thanks. And also to Blue Wave Bob.
Absolutely.
Wherever you may be now, I think you're still home.
Camper life.
So yeah, him and William, who didn't show up, did he?
I think his internet is.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still in that crap location. I'm curious. I need William to tell us two things. He thinks he's got a solution for the Togo unlimited internet problem. I want to hear about that.
Yep,
I don't have a Togo, but he said his solution doesn't need a Togo. I like the internet solution we have. But I would also like, if his solution has more upload speeds than mine, I'm definitely going to give it a hard look, because 2 meg up is kind of painful. But I mean, we're live streaming on it right now, so obviously it must be okay. I haven't seen too many comments about it. And
thank you, Susan. We look professional.
I actually would give a shout out to Susan at New Horizons. How about that? Who is getting ready to do her very first live stream this Friday, right?
I know.
What time? What time is it this Friday?
Susan, are you at 7? I think you're at 7. Let us know. Yeah, Susan is going to do her first live stream, and Captain Jack Scrapper is doing his first live stream on the 8th. So 2 newbies coming up next week. I don't know if anybody else is, maybe Jerry or
7.
James. 7. Okay, 7 p.m. for New Horizons, Susan. And James and Jerry, maybe they could help us out if there's any other newbies that are going to be coming on. But I know that tomorrow is Happy Place Diaries.
Yeah.
At 8. And
are they in here?
They're newbies. I'm not sure if they're in here or not, but and if anybody knows what time theirs is, I think there's 8. I think Happy Place Diaries is at 8, but definitely want to do that. And then in like 4 minutes, when we're done, in 4 minutes, we need to raid over to Diary of a Family. They are going live at 9 p.m. And then after them is Papa Drew. So it is a very fun evening on Sunday nights. We kind of like our Sunday night time slot because we get POA first and then us and then Diary of a Family and then Papa Drew. So we kind of lucked in on our channel lineup. But the weekends are great.
Weekends are great.
And then throughout the week, I love having everybody sprinkled in there. So that's pretty awesome.
So if you, just to wrap up, if you want a sticker, or if you want us, if there's something you would like us to talk about next week, just shoot us an email, ourepicrvadventure@gmail.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms. We do have a Twitter account, but we've yet to post anything to it. So not sure if we're even going to bother with it, but we do Instagram a lot. And we have a Facebook page we're starting to mess with, which is also Our Epic RV Adventure. So
Kitty said Papa Drew just finished. So I guess Papa Drew was on at some point while we were on. I don't know. But
I thought he was on.
I thought he was on
10.
Yeah, I thought he was on later. But I don't know. The thing about YouTube is you can go on whenever you want to. So
yeah. And, all right. And no hard feelings if anybody wants to do a live stream and happens to step on us or anything like that, because you do what works best for you. But please play the replay afterwards. That's the other thing. We have a playlist of all of our videos. Play it, but more importantly, play Blue Wave Bob's playlist first. He is on the cutting edge of turning his hair blue, which is getting 4,000 watch hours. Yep, very, very close. Now, Mr. Roboto 2338 had a question really quick. We got 2 minutes. So you mentioned you work full time. How are you balancing that, and what in general do you do? Okay, I'm an IT project manager. So I actually service delivery manager now for a medium large size IT service company and it's all business to business, so corp to corp stuff. So no individuals. And I used to work for Cisco, but I left them back in March. So it's been almost a year. But that's what I do. I'm a network project manager, which makes it really easy to work from home. I mostly can actually work from my phone. So I'm not tied to a desk. I am tied to a phone. And in the current job that I have, it's also sometimes 24 hours. So also active duty service. Yeah. Also, I'm currently serving. I'm in the Air Force Reserve, but I'm currently on active duty, and that's part of the reason why I'm here at MacDill. Where in that role, I'm actually stationed at the Pentagon, and I oversee all the training for all these cyber-related career fields in the Air Force for the enlisted side. Thanks for asking. That's what I do. All right. It is 8:59. Ooh. And so we are going to wrap it up tonight and say thank you, everybody, for being in here. And let's go over to Diary of a Family and raid them. Let's do an epic raid. How about that? An epic raid. Just say epic raid. Epic raid. And head over there for their live stream. All right. All right. See you there. God bless. Have a good night, everybody.